Today I thought I would speak about the intrinsic merits of listening to truthful messages. In the most ancient times, say Vedic times, we were not writing all the Vedic hymns or Vedic recitations, because the Vedas had to be pronounced with special intonations. We call them Udatta and Anudatta, raising the voice, lowering the voice, making some of the words long and some short, elevation and also lowering. It was not easy to write it out. So the whole course of teaching was reciting, then listening, the listeners reciting, again the teacher will recite, and like that, I think every line was recited by the students 4 times. By the 4-time recitation you will find the pronunciation etc. would be almost stable. And then they will continuously go on repeating it in such a manner that the whole Vedas were installed perfectly in the brain. This is so far as memorization is concerned. Maybe one part of the brain is memory, another part of the brain is intelligence. What does it do? It's always given to knowledge, knowledge and knowledge. So there must be a measure and a note of seeking, inquiry and investigation so far as intelligence functioning is concerned. To learn the Vedas by heart is one. To understand the message of all the Vedic utterances is something entirely different. One scholar was telling me, to learn one Veda it takes about 10 years. And to know it, you have to learn Vyakarana and also meaning another 10 years. That is why the Vedas were divided into 4 groups and handed over to 4 different sections of the society. The Rigveda, the Yajurveda, the Samaveda and the Atharva Veda. Even now we have Rigvedis, Yajurvedis, Samavedis and Atharva Vedis. Why I say this? Listening to recitation is very, 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 very important. Unfortunately, many of you listen to, but you are not absorbing what you listen to. Absorption will take place only when you do independently manana, reflection or rumination. So the first part of sadhana, spiritual and philosophical sadhana to realize the truth, if you want that way, it is primarily Shravana. Shravana will be possible only when Kathana, one utters it or speaks about it. Tattva Kathana and Tattva Shravana thus became a very great culture of this land. The Vedas and the Upanishads are a little complicated. In order to learn them and also understand them, one requires perhaps a very sharp and penetrating intelligence. By its very nature, many people may not have it. At the same time, the benefits of the Vedic findings should be available to one and all. You may not understand anything, but you still can have peace and joy. Even the animals are very delightful and joyous. I used to enjoy one sight in the ashram. Whenever a cow delivers, after about 10, 15, 20 days, the calf becomes quite independent and agile, moving about very briskly. We generally give the calf 8 hours of milk of the whole day for the initial 2 months. Altogether 24 hours are the secretion, so 8 hours milk will be given. Morning we will extract milk and up to 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock the calf will be left freely to the mother. Then again after milking at 2, we will again leave it up to 6 o'clock or so in the evening. So when the calf, when it becomes 15, 20, 30 days, after drinking milk, it becomes so joyous and he starts running and galloping. You know, the tail will be lifted up, complete tail, and only the tip of it will start bending and flowing down, falling down. Now, I used to see this sight and enjoy it very much. Why I mentioned it, they also have a lot of joy, but they don't have so much of intelligence. So anybody can have joy. Joy of eating is very common. Joy of seeing beautiful environments, that's also very common. There are some retarded children who go on listening to music, enjoying. That's all. So joy is available from the mind and the senses. Knowledge is available only from the intelligence. So our Vedic and Vedantic thinkers felt that the Upanishadic and Vedic study may not be available to all. At the same time, the joy, spiritual joy should be available. So they evolved the Puranic law in which, using time, place, personality and objects, they started constructing a number of narratives, renderings. In many of the Puranas you will find the characters are supra-human deities. All are supra-human. When it comes to epics, the Idihasas you will find, the basic characters are human. Say the entire Ramayana discusses the life, character, behavior and interaction of Rama the prince and Rama the king. When it comes to Mahabharata you will find it discusses the character, behavior and interaction of the Kuru dynasty, which got divided into Pandavas and Kauravas. They were all descendants of Kuru. I would like to describe Mahabharata as the decline and fall of Kuru dynasty. The primary characters are humans. Not only that, our own ancestors. When we trace back our parents, we will go back and first of all strike the Kaurava period, the Pandava and the Duryodhana period. If you go further backward, we will go to the Dasharatha and Rama Lakshmana Bharata Shatrugna period. You can say they are our ancestors. But the writing has been so beautiful, though they were discussing ancient instances, ancient episodes. The discussion was aimed at instilling and generating values, inspirations and guidelines for the people. While it is a historic record of Sri Rama on the one hand and the Kuru dynasty on the other, you will find Ramayana and Mahabharata started creating the history of this land. People say that they are not historic. Absolutely historic. Not only they are historic, they continuously generate the history of our land. What do I mean by that? The influences, ideals, values, inspiration, instigations, etc. of Ramayana and Mahabharata are operative in human beings here. We have a number of places identified after the Ramayana places and the Mahabharata places. What does it mean? When we start naming a road or a place after an angel, it no more becomes an angel. It is the place of a lamb. To begin with, it might have been an angel's name, but we have named it, it becomes different, it becomes part of the history. So Ramayana and Mahabharata continuously generate history in our land. Why am I saying this? The Puranic lore is primarily to be narrated, and it is up to the exponent, the Pravakta, to lead the listeners in any manner he likes to a destination or a goal he has in mind. What is in his mind? How much of austerity, identification and attunement does he have? And with all these things, how far he is going to influence and lead, not influence, lead the listeners. That is why I am very particular that when people listen to me, they should listen to me with attention and attunement. When they are able to listen to me, you will find up to the eardrum, it is all words, sound energy. After the eardrum, they are very, very subtle, extremely subtle, indefinable conscious pulsations. They are sentient pulsations. And every word represents an idea. When you absorb them into your mind, you will find the mind starts simply transformed. Suppose to a liter of milk, you start pouring milk. A liter of water, you start pouring milk. Initially you will find it's watery. And as much as you pour milk, it will gradually change its color. And if you start pouring 10 liters of milk into 1 liter of water, you will find it will become 11 liters of milk. The water also will get the price of milk. In a similar manner, similarly, the transformation of the mind takes place. Unfortunately, you are not given to this kind of a listening. While listening, you go into this, you go into that. Sometimes you start resisting. Then one word, again think about it. You are not supposed to think. Simply be receptive. And the process of reception results in assimilation. And the assimilation results in transformation. And transformation results in experience and realization. This is how the Puranic lore has become very, very famous. All that the people are supposed to do is come and be present during the narration, lend their ears simply with attention and attunement. I think this is something very, very important. I don't know how many people know about it. You are not supposed to think and deliberate when a person talks. Simply receive. Some ideas you may like, you may not like, or you may not understand. Absorb it. After all, he speaks from his experience. And you should be considerate enough, at least intelligent enough, to understand that whatever is said is true and correct. So this wonderful faith and acceptance of the scriptures is something very, very important. Hari Om.